Mixed signals are one of the most confusing experiences in modern dating. Sometimes the most confusing people are also the hardest to forget. One day they're warm, attentive, interested. The next day they feel distant. Messages slow down. Plans become uncertain. Nothing is clearly wrong. But nothing feels stable either. And somehow, that uncertainty makes you think about them even more. Why do mixed signals feel so hard to let go of? There's actually a psychological reason. Mixed signals often follow a familiar rhythm. At first, everything feels easy. The conversation flows, the attention feels genuine. There's a sense that something meaningful might be forming. Then, slowly, the pattern shifts. Enthusiastic messages become shorter. Plans become less certain. Moments of warmth are followed by distance, and the connection starts to feel unpredictable. But unpredictability has a strange effect on the human mind. Because when something feels unclear, our brains begin searching for answers. We replay conversations. We analyze messages. We try to interpret every small change in behavior. Not because we want to obsess, but because uncertainty naturally pulls our attention toward it. What most people don't realize is that mixed signals activate a powerful psychological pattern. It's called intermittent reinforcement. This is when rewards appear unpredictably. Sometimes attention is there, sometimes it isn't. And that unpredictability creates a strong dopamine response in the brain. It's actually the same psychological mechanism that makes gambling addictive. When rewards are consistent, our brains relax. But when rewards are unpredictable, our brains become more focused, more alert, more invested in figuring out what comes next. So when someone's attention comes and goes, your brain begins chasing the moments when it returns, not necessarily because the connection is deeper, but because uncertainty keeps your mind engaged. There's also another layer. Mixed signals often create emotional investment. The more time you spend trying to understand someone's behavior, the more energy you put into the connection. You start asking questions like, did I say something wrong? Are they losing interest? Or are they just busy? And the longer this uncertainty continues, the more the connection begins to occupy your thoughts. Not always because the relationship is meaningful, but because unresolved questions are difficult for the mind to ignore. But healthy connection usually feels different. Interest is expressed more clearly. Communication feels steady. Plans happen naturally. There's less guessing, less analyzing, less emotional turbulence. And while that kind of connection may feel quieter at first, it often creates something far more valuable. Clarity. Mixed signals don't necessarily mean the connection is special. Sometimes they simply mean the connection is uncertain. And uncertainty can feel powerful. But real connection doesn't need confusion to keep you interested. Sometimes clarity is quieter, but it's also where peace begins.